Alright, this is the third time I'm recording this, so I kind of hope that this doesn't mess up again. The mess up is me. Yo, what's up everybody? This is Panda Bear 3005 or Myles here. Today I'm going to be talking about the whole James Harden situation, and depending on when this comes up or goes up, I have no clue. I hope it goes up a little bit earlier, so it's not like, I mean, it's probably already past news, but I just wanted to give my thoughts on it. And okay, so they have new packs. I just want to look at this real quick. I don't have enough VC anyway. I don't think, no, silver glitch. You know what, we're gonna go play Blacktop real quick because I want to get this VC. If you don't know already, then damn. If you don't know already, the Nets got Harden, KD, and Kyrie. The big name of the trade is Harden. Harden, going to the Nets. That's really big. What I wanted to talk about was just what I thought about it, because a lot of people are mad that he went to the Nets, but I really don't see a problem with it. The main reason why is because, for one, it just obviously was not working out for him at Houston. No matter what he did, just stuff wasn't going his way. And I hate to say that, like, I'm not saying that he didn't do his part or anything like that. Obviously, he wouldn't have all those accolades like scoring champion and stuff like that. Like, he did. I feel like he tried his hardest, but you can only do so much by yourself. And that's what he was doing at that point. Like, it was him against everybody. And him being in the West, it did not help out at all. I think another good reason, him going to the East was a really smart move. Really smart. Get behind the line. LeBron, what are you doing? A lot of people are really upset. Like, I understand why people are mad with him going to the Nets, but you gotta also think that this dude's been trying to get a ring for years. Like, not just him, just a lot of players in general have been trying to get rings. But Harden, you can just tell he's frustrated with Houston, or he was, that's why he ended up leaving. But I mean, that stuff didn't just happen overnight. That's over years of just aggravation and just frustration with the team, because every year they go to the playoffs, and aside from this year, they've made it pretty far. I think they've went to the Western Conference Finals a few times, but other than that, he can't get to the finals. I just wanted to play that real quick and let me just see what I get out of this. Cool. That's why I don't buy packs. Like I said, Harden has been trying for years to get a ring. And I know he's getting paid all this money, just like every other NBA player. They're getting all this money and stuff. So, they should be happy. But a lot of these players didn't come in the league just for money. A lot of them, they were playing basketball before they were getting money. This is like a dream for them. This is like, they're playing at the biggest stage of their life. And, I would be very surprised if, Harden or like these big names didn't really care about rings. Like, I would be really surprised, because that just comes with playing a competitive sport like that. Is you want to be the best and you want to have rings. Harden was not going to get that with the Rockets unless they made some really big moves to get some players to build around him. And I like Harden. I know he's an ISO player. I know that. But if, like I said, if the Nets can figure out how to get that all situated, then I think that Harden might be able to get his ring that he's been been long overdue for, to be completely honest. A lot of players are long overdue. I had saw something about Rockets fans being mad because, so they said something about Harden was supposed to be opening up a restaurant called 13, and a lot of Rockets fans were, a little mad because they obviously wanted Harden to stay, so they were just saying a bunch of ill-willed stuff to him and just like about him and just being petty. I think that that just comes with, playing at a big stage and stuff like that. That's just gonna come with it. It is, it sucks, but that's what they had to sign up for. That type of backlash. Obviously, I'm pretty sure Harden don't really care about them talking junk and stuff. 1 minute, they love him. Next minute, they're hating him. Just like with KD. When KD left OKC, they hated him. They called him all these names, but he was the one who ended up getting 2 rings, not Russ. He stayed committed with OKC, and what happened? They ended up trading him. All I'm gonna say, like I said, these dudes have been playing for their whole lives, and I cannot imagine them not wanting to get rings. And that's what Harden is trying to do. That whole loyalty thing, like staying with a team and winning that ring with that team, that shit does not matter in like NBA, NFL, MLB, all that. Like that shit does not matter. Nobody cares about that. It's a good little story, like with Dirk Nowitzki, with him getting that, that fairy tale ending, or that whole, with Dirk Nowitzki getting that championship. That's really cool. It's very rare. Not a lot of players have done that, and especially up against a super team like that. Very rare. Very, very, very rare. Something similar to that. Last time that happened was with LeBron coming back from a 3-1 lead, and even then he had Kyrie. I don't think Dirk had anybody. My point is that it's really hard to get a ring by yourself. You can't do everything by yourself, and I believe that applies to the NBA and just major league sports, because you can't do everything by yourself. You're gonna need help, and obviously the Rockets weren't giving him that help, so Harden said, you know what, I want to trade. He wanted help. You can't, and I don't blame him. Like, you're in the league for that long, you're trying your hardest, you're putting up these insane numbers, and you're telling me you can't give me, like, you're giving me an old Chris Paul, giving me an old Westbrook. Like, not old, but they're in their 30s. That, for NBA, that's getting kind of, that's technically their prime, but for them, that's getting old. That's like, especially Chris Paul. Chris Paul's like 30-something, 35 or 36, something like that. Which, they're both really good players, but still, I'm saying, like, just building, like, it's a blessing for him that he was even able to go to the Nets. Any team would have picked him up. I'm just saying that to be at that opportunity, to be with KD and Kyrie, like, have those 2 dudes, like, he instantly got traded and probably he is with the best team he's ever had around him. And if he can get a ring, then that's already gonna solidify his status of, being one of the top player in the league. He already is. It's just, you need that ring to, like, people care about rings. That's really what they care about. I was talking about it earlier. I don't know if I finished, but that whole loyalty situation, like people wanting him to stay, that shit don't matter at all. It doesn't. Let's say that, let me give an example. Somebody that got traded out of Brooklyn was Jared Allen. And I think Caris LeVert got traded as well. Let's say that those two they were like, they expressed their feelings of wanting to retire with the Nets and all of this. They wanted to do, they wanted to retire with them and just be with them forever. And then they ended up getting traded. I know they're not superstars, but my point is that if they're not superstars, they're not going to take what they said into consideration. Therefore, with if Harden wasn't putting up the numbers that he was with Houston, he would have got traded a while back. Would have got traded just like a lot of players have gotten traded. The NBA, NFL, all of them, they do not care about that whole loyalty thing. They want rings. They want, they want to win. And if you're not putting up the numbers and stuff like that, they don't care at all. That's why with him going to the Nets I think it's great. He gets a new fresh start, and hopefully they work all their stuff out, and he can try and get a ring. But that comes with being like a really like a superstar player. When you want to make decisions like that, like leaving a team that you've been with for years, people are going to be mad. People are going to be really upset with you. But I mean, I've said this before. I said this to friends, and I've just said this in general. I really don't think Harden would have won a ring with the Rockets. I really don't. I really did not see it. It'd have been really hard for him to get a ring with the Rockets, especially with him carrying the load. Like, it's just not everybody can be LeBron and just carry a team to the finals. I don't agree with. There's some stuff he did off court that, like, going to strip clubs and calling his teammates out, like that stuff. Yeah, I don't agree with that. I know he's trying to get a trade, but he didn't have to bring his teammates and stuff like that into it. I don't think it was necessary, but in the end, it worked out. He got what he wanted. I know he had to, he basically had to, mess up a lot of friendships and all that, but like I said, that shit does not matter when you're in the NBA and stuff, because people only care about rings. And if you're not getting a ring, then it really doesn't matter. I hope he does get a ring. That's all I can say. I hope he gets a ring with the Nets, because this is going to be his best chance. This is the best team he has, best chance he's going to get. And he's like 30 or something. That should be his, like, for NBA, that should be like prime-ish. Either that or 28, 29, something like that. That's prime years. And that should be when he is just, he should honestly be really motivated, because he's on a new team and he finally got what he wanted. So he should be putting up some insane numbers. Should be. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. But I think people should really just kind of lay off of him, because it's really, you gotta do what's best for you. And people always say, oh, you gotta do what's best for you, and then when somebody tries to do what's best for them, they end up being painted the bad guy or the villain. Just like with KD, he wanted the best for him. He wanted to go to the Warriors, and then he gets painted as this villain. They called him a cupcake for years, called him soft for years, because he wanted a trade. But he wasn't getting a ring with OKC. He wanted to win, and that's what he did. He wanted to win, so he went to a different team. LeBron wanted to win, so he went to the Heat at that point in time. That was a while ago. People, I feel like people they're just so stuck in. I feel like people are just so stuck with the fact that they want that certain player to stay with them forever. People gotta move on. It is what it is. You didn't get what you wanted. I mean, my team, I don't really have a team in the NBA. I have NFL team, New Orleans. There's a lot of stuff that's happened with New Orleans, but it is what it is. It happens. Hopefully this year we can, have a good run. We got to play Tom Brady for a third time, so that should be fun. I really hope we beat them. I just want to go to the Super Bowl. Y'all can, people can be mad with his off-court stuff. That's understandable. That stuff should be, he should be held accountable for it. I think he got fined and stuff for it. But yeah, he should be fined for it. you know, because that's unnecessary. That's stuff you shouldn't be doing. But the whole wanting a trade and that whole wanting a trade, that's all him. If he wanted that, he should get that. He shouldn't have to. He shouldn't have to go through a bunch of stuff. Like, you know, he shouldn't have to. He shouldn't have to like feel like the bad guy or feel like, you know, he's doing people wrong just because he wants to go get a ring. Like, no, like, that's bullshit. That's the same thing with KD. Like when KD was going through all that stuff, man, I was like, bro, like, why are people so mad? Like, he wants to do what's best for him. So why, like, people just love to hate. People love to hate on, like, if somebody wants what's best for them, then obviously, like, who am I to, like, just be like, oh, like, that's wrong. Like that, you know, you shouldn't do that. You should have stayed with, you know, should have stayed with your team, or like, what? Like, you should stay in the same position you're in and not try to, you know, better yourself or, you know, get what you've been wanting for, you know, years. You shouldn't strive to get that, even if it's not with said, you know, said team. No, absolutely not. That's stupid. Yeah, that's the same thing with, like, I hope Damian Lillard leaves. I know he loves that whole loyalty bullshit, but that shit don't matter in the league. It really doesn't. Like, I love Damian Lillard, and, you know, if that's what he wants to do, then absolutely, like, you know, that's what he wants to do. That, you know, that's just, you can't be mad at that. But from an outside point of view, like, he could be with a better team. He could have talent around him. Like, I know he's got CJ McCollum, but that can only go so damn far. It's the same thing with Bradley Beal, man. You gotta leave the Wizards. Like, you gotta, if stuff ain't working out, you gotta, like, just, hell, people were mad at the Warriors. Hell, make your own super team. Like, nobody, if you don't want to see the same teams winning over and over again, hell, make your own super team. Hell, go to the damn, I don't know, the Knicks. Make a super team with the Knicks. I don't freaking know. That's why I feel like if Dame or Giannis or them, like Bradley Beal, if they don't end up leaving before their years get away from them, which I think, honestly, to be honest, I think Giannis is going to end up leaving. I'm already calling that he's probably gonna, you know, test his free agency and go to a you know, a different team. I don't know what team. I hope, no, he wants to win, so hopefully he goes to a team that, you know, is some contenders. Basically, people just gotta chill out with this whole James Harden thing and him wanting what's best for him. Obviously, it had just been toxic, intense. Like, it's kind of like being, like, in a toxic relationship. Yeah, you're together, but, like, is it really healthy? Is it really, like, what's best? Sometimes you just gotta let go. Like, you just gotta let go, you know. People are gonna be mad, but they'll get over it. Just like how they got over it with KD, just like how they got over it with LeBron. Some people probably still a little pissy about it, but that's just them. They stuck in their ways. But yeah, that's it for me. Golly, this is running long. But yeah, let me stop bullshitting. This is Panda Bear 3005. I hope you enjoyed the video. Peace.